Jase Andrews, founder and creator of All for Adventure, a man who's been to more places on this continent than anyone else I know. If you've seen one of his episodes, you know he takes the biggest, baddest rigs to the craziest tracks in this country. And today, we got his latest creation. Well, g'day guys, it's Sam here from Built Not Bought, and today is a very, very special episode. We got Jase's Back in Black 79 series. So without further ado, there's a lot on this stuff, so let's get straight into it, starting with the front. All right, so we've got a Vogue Industries bull bar housing a 12,000 pound TJM winch. We've also got Vogue Industries light bar on here, XTM spotties on the front as well, and also a Unidan antenna. Vogue also made the headlights here. They're sort of a projector kit. Look pretty fancy in the dark, and also the grille was custom made as well. Coming around the side, factory 79 series bonnet for the new series. They also made a twin snorkel system, so that was Vogue's as well. Up the top, we've got a wacko visor. That thing was handmade, one of a kind for this truck. Clear view mirrors. These are the electronic type, as well as their pretty fancy steps that pop down as well. Coming down the side, the whole body has been wrapped by the boys at Rhino-Rack, and it's also got some paint protection on there as well from Vogue. Up the top, there's a Rhino-Rack roof rack holding a shovel, your new Max tracks up the top there. They're the extreme ones, and also a 120 watt solar panel. All right, now we head to the back of the car where there's a lot going on with this canopy. For a start, the whole chassis has been extended by Creative Conversions. There's 300mm extended in the chassis there, and also the guys at Norworld have made a tray to match that, basically keeping the weight forward, because the main thing with these cars, especially with 79s, your canopy and all the weight hangs over the back axle. What they've done on here is get everything forward so the weight sits evenly. All right, also up the top, we've got the XTM rooftop tent. So we'll jump inside this side and see what's going on. Obviously, heaps of storage underneath as well. All these cubbies for different bits and pieces. There's 2 storage drawers in here. So that's just for like your camping gear and all that. Okay, also in here, there's a whole electrical system. So it's got Red Arc Manager basically that hooks up to your Manager 30. So that controls everything wirelessly. You can even do it on your phone for all accessories, lighting, all that stuff. Sorry, those things are buzzing in the background like crazy, but that's all right. Also, there's an air tank in here and a twin compressor. So that runs out to this hose. So you can pretty much reel that out, blow things down, do your tires, all that stuff. There's also an Enerdrive 200 amp hour lithium battery that powers everything back here. And yeah, pretty much full aluminium construction. Everything's got, you know, marine carpeting on it. And it's jack off if you want, but Jase leaves it on here all the time because there's no need to have the tray. All right, keep working around the side here. Spare tire on the back. There's also a spot for a spare on the other side as well. There's a Heyman Reese hitch here that houses the rear winch. Probably one of the first 79s that has a rear winch installed on it. There's also a sneaky little drawer back here as well. Quite inconspicuous, but quite large as well. Reverse camera on the back, all LED lighting. They're just looking closely under here. There's also a bit of electrics going on. There's obviously the winch controller that you can plug in the back here. The 2 recovery points on the side, as well as the winch. And there's also noticed there's an Anderson plug for your trailer, and there's also 2 different outlets. So it's got the round pin type and the flat pin type, both there, so you can use whatever trailer you want. Come around the side, on the other side of the canopy, there's a Rhino-Rack Batwing awning, so that wraps right the way around for your shade. Obviously toolboxes on this side as well, and this is the business side of the canopy. Sort of your kitchen. First thing, straight in the face, is a big upright fridge. How do you unlock it? So this fridge is 110 litre, and one of the first uprights in the canopy, I'm pretty sure. Also, there's a flat table that you can use, and then it pulls out to a full kind of cooking station really. You can put your cooker on here and all your food and stuff in there. Above that, there's just your travel buddy oven, so you can cook a pie on the road. That in conjunction with that Red Vision system means you can sort of remotely switch that on and off when you're on the road, so your pie's cooked when you get to your destination. Up the side there's a little switch for your compressor. This was that hose that I was talking about on the other side, so you can just flick it on up there. Tucked away on this side, there's a couple of outlets. So this is a 2000 watt Red Arc Inverter, so that gives you your 240 volt power, and there's actually RCD protected outlets on this side Also there's some on the other side as well, so you can plug in your hairdryer, toaster, all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much a wrap with this part of the canopy there. I think it's time to get under the bonnet and have a look what's going on under the hood. Right, under the hood of this vehicle, oh, I've noticed a light bar in the grille there, pretty trick. Probably because it's got a front mount intercooler. Oh, she's a heavy bonnet. All right, so this started life as a standard V8 turbo diesel. But what they've done is gone to Just Autos and done a complete rehaul of it. It's got a new G turbo on there. They've made their custom airbox for those twin snorkels coming through into this beast of an engine. It's putting out about 300 horsepower at the wheels and 950 Newton meters around there. That's through the standard manual gearbox and an NPC clutch to handle that torque as well. And yeah, just the front mount intercooler. Basically, this thing's a weapon. It goes through into a 5-inch dump pipe, twin stainless 4-inch exhaust that tail out just behind the cab there. Sounds amazing. Sounds like a jet taking off, I tell you what. All right, I think it's time to jump inside the cockpit of this thing, see what's going on in there. All right, jumping in here. Stratos seats and seat covers as well. First thing you hang on to is the steering wheel. That's actually a bit of breakfast. All right, first thing you grab onto when you're sitting here is obviously the steering wheel. Now that's not even factory, he's upgraded that. It's a Toyota Tundra steering wheel with the controls, so it actually talks to this head unit. So that's aftermarket as well. It's sort of an Android head unit that talks to everything in the car. It has a stereo on there as well, and basically definitely an upgrade from factory because it runs your GPS and all that. It's also got a hammer up the top here and a second unit for that Red Vision Red Arc system, so you can monitor everything whether you're in the canopy or in the cab. It's all there. There's also some digital buttons down here as well that just runs the light bars, rock lights, all that kind of stuff as well. As I said, factory manual, so it's got the manual. It's a custom-made center console from the Department of Interiors. They also did a custom roof console as well that has LED lights. It's got a Uniden UHF put into it up here. A few little pockets for storage and stuff, and that's pretty much all that's in here. It's a very clean interior, especially for a 79. They're pretty basic, but this thing has been tricked up to the max. The other cool thing about these seats, no, we're not in a doctor's surgery. This actually pumps up the bottom of your seat and the back, so that lower lumbar, oh, she feels good. Especially on those long trips, you want to be in comfort, and that's definitely part of what's going on here. Also, I noticed in the roof console, there's some chargers up top as well, so you can throw your phone up there and it will charge it away as well. And there's a cigarette lighter outlet as well. With this thing having so much torque, it's not just built for touring around. You can truck massive loads on the back and drag the boats and that up the coast as well. So there's also a Red Arc Tow Pro on here to manage all that braking back there. All right, last thing to look at is basically what's underneath this baby. First thing, you can't miss the 37-inch tires. And it's also got the Octagon RAH rims as well. Suspension, it's all Superior kit. It's a 5-inch lift. It's got heavy duty coils. It's got EFS Extreme shocks, so they're the big bore shocks as well. And radius arms, panhards, drag link, all that is the Superior kit. On the back end, first thing, most of the 79s that Jase has, wider track. So it's got Superior's new housing, so it's the new diff housing that has that wider track. It's also got upgraded axles, so they're chromoly axle front and rear as well. There's also, it's coil converted. So these things come out factory as a leaf sprung vehicle. So it's got Superior's new coil conversion kit. Also the disc front and rear have brake upgrades. So Disc Brakes Australia have put new calipers and rotors the whole way around to help this thing stop. Fuel under here, there's a 180 litre fuel tank. That's a Brown Davis tank. So it's also upgraded. It's got much more strength as well for being out in the bush. There's also, I think it's a 60 litre water tank as well. So there's the outlet on this side. There's also an outlet on the other side as well. As I mentioned before, exhaust dump out just in the corner here. So that's both sides. It has that 4-inch. And oh man, I just can't get over how it sounds. The thing whistles. It's like a jet taking off. All right guys, so that's pretty much a wrap for this rundown. I tell you what, everywhere I look, I see different things. The attention to detail is crazy. Like even this indicator here, they've blacked out to make it sort of stealth looking. So we'd be here all day if we wanted to cover everything. But I think it's time to see how this thing drives and then get Jase to do his challenges. Let's take this thing for a drive. God, I can't believe he's handed me the keys to this thing. Oh, the throttle is touchy. May surprise some people that this is actually the second 79 series that I've ever driven. And the first one was stock. This thing is massive. I don't mind it. I'm a Nissan man, but this thing is pretty comfy and it feels like it just wants to go anywhere. I can't imagine this thing will be very light, but it definitely handles the weight nicely. It doesn't bounce around too much, the shocks are just cushioning it perfectly. Oh God. And I'm happy he's made it all manual, because automatic cars seem to become more and more common these days, but he's kept it manual. It's definitely a tick for me, because I love having that sort of control over the gears basically, especially with engine braking and you know, going down hills and stuff like that. And also you can jump start it if you're out in the bush. So super impressed. And the aircon works, and it feels like the handbrake's good too, which is not common on these 70Rs. Woo! Oh, the suction through the snorkels. I got the windows down now. I can feel that when it comes on to boost, it's got some grunt. I think before I was cruising up the other way and it was just sort of low on boost, but I feel it come on and it just rips. Apparently the torque in this thing is right down in the rev range. I think it's about 18 or 1900 RPM where it gets its full amount of torque. So that is just insane. Turn around here and see if we can open it. Alright, I better get out of this thing before I break it. God, I'm blown away. Woo! Boy, I want one. That is amazing. Alright, Jase, so because this is a road registered vehicle, you're eligible for the 4 challenges, alright?
Sweet.
So we've got basically a power challenge, which will be a 100-meter sprint, and then we've got a comfort or suspension challenge. We'll get to that in a sec. And then the flex challenge and your economy challenge. So we'll start things off with the 100-meter sprint. Basically, I'll step out 100 meters and pretty much when the arm drops, pedal to the metal and see what she can do. Feeling confident about that?
Oh, I reckon. I don't know about the economy challenge, because if you're going to do the speed challenge, economy challenge, well, it's going to go.
So you're either going to have power or you're going to have economy.
Yeah, let's give it a whirl.
Let's do it.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go! That was hectic. Jesus! Just see a cloud of like soot. 763. That's up there, I'm telling you right now. That's up there. That's up there. Nothing's ever gone like below like 7 seconds, so it'd be one of the top ones. Just see this cloud of soot, just both sides. It looks amazing.
I reckon I could do 7.
You want to beat it? Round 2.
I can beat that.
See his competitive side, He's the second person ever to want to go again. He's like, nah, I can do better.
Alright, here we go. It's a 100-meter drag race. The triggers to beat, 7.
Come on!
That's got to be close. It's got to be close.
A little bit. 744, so you took 0.2 off. It's an improvement. Did it feel faster?
It felt faster.
A little bit. 744, 0.2 off. That's good. It's an improvement.
Pretty fast.
That's all you're going to get, I reckon. That was pedal to the metal.
I didn't bother with third. I just held it in second.
Yeah. Okay, challenge number 2. This is the comfort / suspension challenge.
Okay.
Not too scientific, this one, but basically, cup of water on the bonnet.
Yep.
You got to get up to 50 kilometers an hour, brake again, any way you want. You can go slow, you can go fast, as long as you hit that 50 and stop. We'll see what's left in there.
So I've got to get up to 50 on a short distance.
Yep.
And then at the end of it, I've got to brake, but I can brake however I like.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you can brake how you like and then just stay there so we can come see what's left.
all right.
Bit of terrain here, bit of a rougher road, yeah.
It's a little bit bumpy here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's hope this or that doesn't fall off.
All right, let's see how we go. This is challenge number 2. I've got the water on the bonnet. Apparently this is supposed to test your suspension. I've never ever tested my suspension in this way. See how we go. Got to get her up to 50. Oh, look at that. Hardly spilled a drop. Hardly spilled a drop, mate.
I'm pretty surprised at that actually. I saw splashing everywhere, but it was probably half rain. It's starting to drip now.
Yeah, but no,
You're doing good. I call that, what do you call that? 80, 85%?
That's like 85%.
85%. That's actually top of the ladder, I'm pretty sure. Killing it. All right, we're at the flex ramp challenge now, and we've had to improvise a bit because, well, I couldn't bring the flex ramp up here on my own. So, none other than a forklift. All it is about height, so we'll see how high this thing goes, and hopefully it doesn't roll it over. Only rule is don't roll it, please. Don't flip it over.
Oh, yeah, no. Jesus.
So 79s are not renowned for their flex, but it's got a coil conversion in the rear, so might have a bit of a chance, you know. Happy with that? Oh, still got more in it.
Got eat more yet?
Jeez, it's doing well. What do you reckon?
She's on the pivot point.
Do it, it's coming off the ground. That'll be around 52, 520 mil. He's competitive, isn't he? There we have it. Only last challenge is the economy challenge. All right, so we're just gonna fill up start of the day, basically top her right up to the top. At the end of the day, we'll see how much it uses and work out the economy from there. Right to the top, mate.
Yep, right to the top.
All right, we are back in black. See what it did there. At the service station, clearly been for a full drive today. Look at the thing. So we'll fill it back up to the top and see what we've done. So how many Ks have we done today?
138.2.
138.2 Ks. Right,
Didn't go too far.
See how many litres we use. 30.8 litres.
What?
30.8 litres, all right. 22 litres per 100.
Yeah.
That's what you expect? That's not bad.
That's pretty good, actually.
All right, there we have it. Now, taking a look at the results for the Back in Black 79 series, he was lucky to go back for that second try on the sprint because he's managed to take out the top spot with 7:44 seconds. Looking at the comfort challenge, 5% on top again, so we've got a new top leader for that suspension challenge on 85. When it comes to flex, this was a surprising one for me. Coming out on top again with 520 millimeters. We'll see how long he lasts there, but he's knocked the other two down the ladder. And for the final challenge of economy, hasn't quite made it on this one due to obviously the power and output, the 79, and obviously the weight it's pushing as well, coming in third place on economy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this rig rundown. It was definitely an awesome day for me. I've grown up watching Jase as a kid, and this is one of my favorite cars he's put together. So it was a great privilege to be able to go and drive the thing, test it, and see how she handled all the different challenges. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because there'll be plenty more builds, big and small, coming up. And I like to keep things a bit of a mix as well. So keep an eye out for some interesting stuff also. And well, I'll let you guys go. See you next time. Peace. Oh God. First for everything.
It'll handle it.
I've seen it done before on something, TV, on Facebook. If you found this video inspirational, you should most certainly click the subscribe button. Catch me on Facebook or Instagram for the latest content as well, before this video finishes.